All right, cool.
Okay. All right. So basically the way this is gonna go, I just want to know a little bit about you, like how long you've been trading, what's your trading style, are you consistent yet? What do you think, some of the issues you've been having are? Like, I just want to get to know a little bit about you so I
Yeah,
can better assess you for today to make sure that, you get as much as you can out of this session. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so first off, how do you pronounce your name?
Everyone's called me Hassani, my middle name.
Okay.
My first name is Salim, but
What do
we
you
might um Salim is fine, honestly.
Celine. Okay. All right. Nice to meet you, Celine.
You too.
Okay. How long have you been trading?
What are we in 2022? So I started in 2019.
Okay.
June of 2019.
June of 2019. Okay. So yeah, so you have a bit of time under your belt there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Who are, if you don't mind me asking, who were some of your mentors when you first started learning?
When I first started, honestly, I started with IML like most people did.
Mhm.
But
I can't hear you anymore. I don't know what happened to your sound, but I can't hear you anymore. Something happened to the sound. Can you hear me still? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, now I hear you. Now I hear you. Okay. Yeah, you cut out completely there. I don't know what happened.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so you said you started with IML?
Yeah. So I started with IML, and I kind of drifted away from it after like my first month. Just like most people say like, oh yeah, there was a waste of time, waste of money, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm,
And then I got Q's course. I bought Q's course,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
that really like shot me up. Like as far as like my knowledge and like my skills and all that, it definitely shot me up a lot.
mm-hmm.
And then from there, I got you probably know him, Daniel Savage. I got
Yeah.
Daniel Savage course. Yeah.
Mhm.
I got his course, and then I got who else's course? Like someone named Astro or something, but I didn't care for it.
Astro
Yeah.
effects. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
got his too. I didn't really care for
So
his.
so which one do you think you resonated with the best? Which one helped you the most?
Um, I might have to say Q's. I might
Okay.
have to say Q's. Because I kind of took some from both, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I took like how I first started, I guess, with like my support and resistance, I kind of took that from Q, and then as far as like using like my fibs and like different setups, I took that from Daniel.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I had to like mix the two.
Okay.
Kind of came
What
out with like, oh,
what
go ahead.
what would- what would you say is your trading style? Are you more scalping, intraday, swing? What's your trading style?
Between scalping and intraday.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I guess it really just depends on the setup and like, of course, like the day of the week. So I'm not gonna do like a intraday trade on like a Friday or a Thursday. But like
Right.
if it's a Monday and I see, it's at a good area, then it could be an intraday or a scalp. So it really just depends.
Okay. How often do you trade? How many times a week?
Um, like four. I don't trade Fridays, and I trade a little bit Monday. So I would say like if not four, then three.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what session do you trade?
New York,
Okay. And what's your main pair?
US30.
US30. Okay. 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 So what struggles have you been having recently with trading? Are you consistent? And if you're not, why do you think you're not? What are your struggles?
So also answer that first. Okay, so as far as consistency, I used to be consistent.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess a little bit more background. Like I actually was a full-time trader for about a year,
Okay.
until I had to move and I got engaged, and
Mhm.
so I had more responsibility to take on, and I
Mhm.
kind of just like I don't know how. I guess when you're with somebody, you kind of drift away from whatever you were doing before you met that person, and that's literally exactly what I did. So I drifted away from trading a little bit. I got back into working, and then I was like, you know what? No, I can't really do that anymore. So I got back into trading, and now I'm getting my consistency back.
Mhm.
Um, and you asked me what was something else you asked me? I can't remember what it was.
Basically, what your struggles were, like why?
Oh,
Yeah.
um, I guess my struggles now are just really just remembering. I guess it's just like the little things, like finding a good like supply and demand area, or just finding good setups, quality setups, stuff like that. Also like it's really like the smaller stuff.
Okay. As you probably know, I'm a Wall Street student as well, right?
Yeah.
Um, have you been watching the more recent webinars that Q's been doing with the students in there?
No, not recently.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the reason why I say that is because here's the thing about trading. A lot of people feel like once you become profitable and you kind of have the skill, you can just ride off into the sunset. And I'm of the belief that you never stop learning, ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter how good I am, I think I am at trading, how profitable I am, how consistent I am, whatever the case. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to learn more, right? It doesn't matter who the trader is. Yes, Q is my mentor. He's top at the top of that list, but you could be a regular Joe Blow. And I still watch YouTube videos of other people on YouTube, about trading styles and things, because I always feel like there's always something that you can get out of them.
Exactly.
That can help you see the charts a little bit differently. And that little change can make all the difference in your chart. You know what I mean? And that's a really good thing. So you always want to be a student of the game. So the reason why I asked you that is because when you watch those webinars with him, because as you know, his trading style now is a lot more different than it was when he first started. So he's more knowledgeable in the markets now. So these are his knowledge of what he's looking at now are things that you can learn from and can help you incorporate that into your own trading as well. And I say that specifically because you said you trade US30 and that's what he trades. So obviously you want to look at that pair similar kind of through his eyes. So you can know, hey, this is what he sees. Do I see the same thing? Do I even understand what he sees? You know what I'm saying? Because you and I could trade the very same pair and we could be looking at the charts and I see buys and you see sells.
Exactly.
And that's what makes trading so unique. We all see the charts differently. That's why some of us win, some of us lose, but it's more about how well can you combat the market conditions so you can have an edge on the trade and as well as your psychology as well. All right. So I'll tell you now, I don't trade US30. I did at one point. And I did well with it. And I took a major loss on that pair. And I never looked at it again, ever.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, that thing, it gave me literally PTSD looking at that pair.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, I think it wasn't even that much. It was like an 8 or 9K loss. But it was like that. It was like that. And it wasn't news. It was normal market movement.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? I said, oh no, this ain't for me. I'm good. So yeah. So a part of that is also knowing who you are as well, right? At the time that I was trading that pair, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am today. Now, if I look at US30 today, I'm going to feel differently about it. Obviously, a lot of time has gone by. I have a lot more knowledge in it. I can manage the trades a little better. But back then, I learned my lesson off that one loss, and I had made money off of it. But that one loss was that was it. And but I realized that in that time that I was trading that pair, I was able to identify that, okay, this pair is too volatile for me, right? I'm not willing to hold a drawdown. I'm not willing to second guess my entries. I'm not willing to hold my trade forever and ever and 2, 3, 4 days and things like that. So I say, you know what? No, it's not for me. And it ranges a lot also. I'm a scalper. So I like pairs that when it moves, it's taken off at that point. So I really want to help you identify what your struggles are and how to best combat them in the market so that you can become profitable. The only thing that's giving me pause right now is the fact that you trade US30. I could look at
I trade gold too, but not as
not as much. Not as much.
Yeah, okay. Those two are like US30 is like that's like my bread and butter. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you trade gold as well. You said okay.
Yeah, gold is like my little side chick.
Okay, good. Well, the side chick is what we're going to be focused on today. Okay.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I love gold. I love gold.
Oh, yeah.
Gold was another one that that gave me a butt whooping in the beginning, and I actually swore off that pair as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I swore off that pair as well. I don't even remember what made me go back to trading gold. I think I just started looking at it, like back testing it, and I just started seeing so many things.
Yeah,
Like
it's one of the pairs. It's very consistent.
yeah, it's when it moves, it moves. It's a very good pair. So and on top of that, I made a lot more money off a smaller move than I did on other pairs also. Because you can have a move like this on gold and the same move on GJ, and this one could be like $1,000 and this one could be like $200. You know what I mean? But it's the same size move.
Right.
So I realized that I made more money with that with gold also. So sorry. So what we'll do is I'm gonna share my screen here. Did you see my story this morning on Instagram?
I think I don't think so. No, I'm not really on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I asked that is because I wanted you to, I don't know why this thing is, it's over here. I'm like, where is that thing at? Okay, right here. The reason why I asked that is because I wanted to ask you, did you understand the sells that I caught today on gold?
Honestly, when I looked at it, I honestly just glanced at it. I didn't really because I was driving too when I saw it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, cool.
But this one I see, there's just a lot of, yeah.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
You good?
All right, perfect. All right, so I trade price action. Okay, everybody who knows me knows that I trade price action. Price action is, in simple terms, is just reading candlesticks. That's all that is. It's reading candlesticks, and then you have your other confluences after that. Okay, so the reason why I asked, did you understand this setup that I caught? Now, this morning I was looking at gold when it was here, right? This had not happened yet. This hadn't happened yet.
Okay.
Gold was doing this morning. I woke up around 7 this morning. It was around here, right? So what I wanted to see was that pullback that happened that would respect the previous high, right? You have a high here, right there, right? So I wanted price to stay below this level. This high right here is a resistance, but at one point it was a support. Right? So that's the reason why I wanted price to respect this general area right here. So I see that price had made a low. So when price is at a low, right, you have market structure, right? You have high, low, high, low. The market has to move in a certain way in order for it to respect market structure, right? So if I'm coming to the markets in the morning and I'm saying to myself, okay, I see that we have a high that's already been formed here during London session. London session just tanked. Most likely, I want to see some sort of high get formed, and not just a minor high. I want to see a major high. This is my last major high. Most people would have gotten in for sells here, anticipating that this was actually the high that was formed, and it could be, and any other day of the week that could be a high as well. But what can you use, right? What other confluences can you add up to say to yourself, well, this could be a high, right? Let's say we didn't see this. Let's say we did not see that, right? Say the market was just like that. Okay, if I'm waiting for a high to be formed, my high could very well be right here. Okay, but let's look back, right? You're always looking back. You're always looking previous to see what happened, right? You're always looking left, right? So we see that price with market structure was moving just beautifully, right? We have a high, we have a low, we have a high, now we have a low, high, so on and so forth, right? We see that we have this big bullet, bearish engulfing, right? We have this big ass candle that took out the previous low. So we know price needed to make a low, right? So we see that price made a low. If you see that price drop and it made a low, you should be anticipating a retest of that break, right? Your retests are everything, and you want to see that retest. Now, look at this pullback compared to the pullback that it made here. This came all the way up here. This pullback that you see here, this retest level here, it's pretty much the same size as this one, right?
Yeah.
If you look here, you measure. If I measure, let's say from the middle of this candle to the low, it's about 43 pips. If I do the same thing here from the middle of this candle, 47 pips.
47, yeah.
So right around the same like measurement over here. Now I could use my handy dandy fib, right? Right? You could use your fib right here. Let's say you're looking at the fib level here, which is what? Another confluence that you can, let's say you're not sure. Like, all right, price is starting to push up. It's retracing. I should expect a retracement, right? Because we have a high, we have a low. So we know that price needs to make some sort of high before it continues down. So if you say, if I want to use my fib, I know I have a major high, I have a major low here. I could say to myself, all right, look at how many times price rejected off of 61.8. Rejected, this is a 30-minute. So for 1, 2, about 4 hours. So for a 1 4-hour candle, rejected off of the 61.8, and it rejected off of my previous level of support that was broken to now make a resistance. So now I see prices holding this level. I see it's testing. What I want to see at this point now is I want to see support levels getting broken. I want to see supports. I want to see that support broken, retested. Then I want to see that support broken and retested. Usually on gold, it gives you one retest candle most of the time. Sometimes it gives you more, like up here, it gave you more retest candles. But on your engulfing moves, you really only need to wait for one retest candle, because once that engulfing candle happens, it's telling you who's in control of the market. The bears are now in control. Look at for how long we ranged for before we finally started pushing. I don't want to wait for that pullback and then wait for a couple candles. It's already done that up here. It's already done that. Now it's ready to move. The market is ready to take off. It's already taken a nap. Now it's ready to move. What did it do up here? Same thing. It did a drop, took a breather, drop. We already have this respect of the 61.8 level. Now, where did price come back to? 38% retracement. If anyone was to take a sell here, they wouldn't be wrong. They wouldn't be wrong in taking a sell here, because this is very much a good enough pullback for price to continue bearish. But the market doesn't always give you that. Sometimes it gives you more. Okay. And that's why we see the market do that. That's why we saw it do that, right? Yeah, and look what the market did. Look how it trapped a bunch of traders, right? So people that took sells, people that took sells up here, right? Let's say they took a sell here, right? Market push. We're anticipating price to make a new low, right? To tap that 27%, right? But it came down, gave us a bearish close, and then it made a newfound level of support at this previous level of resistance. So this is the resistance. We have a bullish engulfing. Even though we had a bullish engulfing, this candle never broke above these highs, right? Because you have a support here. You have a support and a resistance. Whenever you have candles dropping and candles pushing up and rejecting at a certain level, you have a support and resistance level there. And that's what a lot of people miss. They kind of look at that like it's just normal movement, not realizing that this is a support and resistance level. It may be on the lower time frames, but if I highlight this area here, this area right here, if I highlight that, and let's say I go to the 1 hour, that candle broke that low, but this is just a retest of this break. It's just a retest of that break. As long as price held below that retest level, we were still good for the sell. We're still good for the sell. All right. So if you got out from, let's say you got in at the break of this low here, right? At this candle wick, you have your high, you have your stop loss above this high, and you got in here. You would have secured about 50 pips, before price retraced on you. 50 pips is a good move. That's a good day. A one lot, that's $500 on a one lot. Okay. So we have that break, then we have a further move to the downside. Okay. So these three candles here, 1, 2, 3, not this one. 1, 2, 3. This move to the downside here, how many pips is that? Guarantee you it's over 100.
Definitely over 100.
Well, from
80, about 80.
Hold on, from wick to wick. So from the wick high to wick low, 95 pips.
95.
Okay, 95 pips. That's a 100 pip move. That's a big move. So let's think of all of our confluences, right? We have lower lows and lower highs being formed. We have a bearish drop, a retest, bearish drop, retest. We have a support and resistance level after this retest that was formed. This candle retested this candle. And I promise you, if I pull out fibs, let's delete this. If I pull out fibs from this high to this low, this will be right around the 61.8%.
Definitely.
Boom, boom. Here's 61. Here's the wick. So almost, didn't come quite. It's lingering right up under the 50. Right up under the 50, okay? But I know, if I know gold, which I do, if you study gold enough, you know that gold really only gives you 1 or 2 retest candles when the market's ready to push. When it's ready to push, it only gives you 1 or 2 retest candles. So this candle engulfed all these candles here. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 hours, price held this price level here of 1744. Held that level. As soon as you had this candle break, all you're waiting for is that retest. You're waiting on that pullback. Once that pullback comes and you get a break of low, you enter your sells at the bottom of that candle, you put your stops above the candle wick, and you let that baby ride.
Yes, sir.
And you let it ride. Now, here's the problem. If you hold this trade anticipating for a lower low to be formed, you have stuff like this that happens. That takes you out, right? But you have this candle that pushed up, and this is what I was waiting for. Let's go back to the 30. I was waiting for this candle to close below this level. This candle moves so fast. That's why I missed my entry. My entry was supposed to be up here. But when this candle closed and this one opened, this was like a 5-minute drop, literally. Literally, this candle dropped like so fast. I'm like, freak. So I actually took sells here, but in reality, I wanted to take them here. My stop loss was above these highs. When this pullback happened, I was so mad because I'm like, damn, if I would have waited on another pullback, I could have got my same entry that I wanted, and I wouldn't have had to enter down here. I missed out on all this profit, but that's okay. That's okay. You're not always going to get the best entry. That's just the nature of trading. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Okay. So I see that candle drop. I took my sell positions. I put my stops above these highs. Candle started reaching. As soon as I took my sells, immediate drawdown, right? This candle pushed this one. But I said, as long as price holds this high, holds this resistance level, I was still good for the sell. Still good for the sell. Okay. Price came up, retest. As soon as this candle started breaking this low, breaking that low, and then breaking its own low, goodbye. And it even retested this candle. This is a 15-minute bearish engulfing. This candle retested. So when you're watching gold, Salim, and you're looking at it in New York session, your best indicators, and this is my own trading plan, your best indicators are your engulfing candles and then your 1 candle retest. That's how you know the market is ready to take.
1 candle retest. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Is it going to give you maybe 1 or 2 or 3 candles at times? Yes, that might happen. None of us are psychic. We don't know what the market is going to do. But if you're taking your entries on, let's say your 15 or your 30 minute, I don't know what time frame you take your entries on. But if you're me, when I'm looking at the 30 or the 15. That's usually what I'm looking
15
at.
15 minutes is my baby. I love the 15 minute.
There you go.
I just started looking at the 30, but I mainly look at the 15.
Yeah. But and here's another thing that might throw some people off, right? Because you have this area right here. That in reality was your last what? That was your last low. I'm sorry, that was your last lower high. So if you have this engulfing candle here, what do you have potentially? A break of structure.
Sheesh.
You have a break of structure, right? Because if the market is moving down like this, right? You have high, low, high, low, high, low. You have a high. If the market does this on you, breaking that level, now you have a break of structure. You're most likely looking for a trend reversal, right? But this move here is nothing but patience. Nothing but patience, waiting on what the candles are going to do. But here's the other thing. price was holding this level here. All it was doing was testing this level again. And what do you have up here? You have a big ass supply zone.
Supply zone.
So all price did was push back up into this zone, retest it, grab liquidity, and now.
Okay, and so this first box, not the one you just made, but the one above it, yeah, that one. So like, what made you pick that area as a supply? Like, why? Like, why is that your supply area? Like, why'd you make it that big and stuff like that? I think that's where
That's why. You have this big ass order block right here. When you see price ranging, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you see price ranging, all the market is doing is collecting orders. It's collecting orders. So when it's collecting orders, you have a ton of money sitting right here, right? And then the banks are when they're ready to move the market in a certain direction, they take off. But this area, those order blocks, those supply and demand areas are like magnets. Price needs to come back to those areas. It's going to test it. It's going to wick that area. At some point, it's going to tap that area.
Right.
And when it does, that's when the real move takes off. So this move right here was just the beginning of this move here. That's all this was. This was bullshit compared to this. This was the real move. This move was the real move. This wasn't anything right here. But this is why I love scalping. Okay. This is why I love scalping. I love scalping because even if you were looking at this setup here, let's say this was you saw this as a break of structure and you're like, oh shit, the market is ready to reverse. I need to be looking for buys. Even if you saw that, when the market made a high and we came down and we made a low at this level here, look what price did. It came down and retested it. And it still pushed up and retested that high. So how many pips is that? If you put your stop loss down here, you take your entries here.
Right here.
33 pips.
33, yeah.
That's another move right there that you could have caught. You know what I'm saying? Is it smart to look for buys in a selling market? Obviously, no, right? You want to look for yourself. When the market is pushing bearish, you always want to go with the trend. That's the probabilities are more in your favor if you go with the trend. But when you're scalping, sometimes you see opportunities to jump in against the trend, but you got to know when to get out. You got to know when to get out. Okay. So you could have caught both in here. Okay. But the indicating factor that you look for, which is why I live by my key zones, is because if you hadn't had your eye on this level, if I hadn't had my eye on this level for price to retrace, I could have easily been looking for buys and the market was still very much bearish.
Okay, and so why'd you use that area? The one you just...
This one right here?
The one above that.
Above it? Yeah, why? Because I have price that was holding support and now I see price respecting a newfound level of resistance. That's why.
Duh.
When you see price holding a certain level above, you have buys. When price is holding a certain level below, and if you look left, you're like, oh, okay, why is, because when you see price, let's say you see price rejecting at a certain area, you see an exhaustion area, rejection area, a supply or demand area, you have to ask yourself, why? Why did price come here and stop and just start ranging right here? Why didn't it continue down? So ask yourself, there is something about this area that's forcing price to sit here and wait for whatever reason. So I need to keep my eye on that. I have to look at that and say, okay, this happened during last night, Asian session, Tokyo session, and then London session, we took off. So obviously we know that during those Asian Tokyo sessions, the market is very slow. There's not a lot of movement in that session. So it makes sense that you don't see a lot of movement, but there's still a method to the madness. It's not doing that for no reason. There's a reason why price is just lingering here before it's ready to take off. And a lot of times with gold, what I love about gold and what I've noticed is, and I learned this from Q's course, when you see the market trending in a certain direction and it starts to range, more than likely, 7 out of 10 times, it's going to continue in the same direction it was going.
Same direction, yeah.
Same direction. You want to find that the most recent high. What I like to do is I'll put a whole bunch of sell limit positions up here. Yeah. And I'll say, okay, I don't care how many times it taps it. It's gonna tap it and put my stop loss right above it. Because here's the thing. Look at your risk to reward. Even if you lose, even if the market pulls up on you and it reverses and goes for buys, I would rather lose this with the potential of making this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Risk is so fucking low.
Exactly. The risk is low. So you manage your risk. You make sure you get the best entry possible, right? Sometimes I'll put entries up here because the market knows, hey, people are looking for sells here. They're going to put their stop loss right above. So they're going to come up, grab that stop loss, and then they're going to move. So what you do is, what I like to do, and I tell my students, sometimes I will literally place my entry where my stop loss would have been. Because how many times have you taken a trade and you watch the trade, tap your stop loss to the T, like I'm talking about to the pip, and then eventually go your way?
This shit ends. It's like a sniper loss. I'm telling
you. So I got tired of seeing that. So you know what I did? I back tested for like a month. I was like, you know what? I really want to take this trade here, but I'm gonna put my entry where my stop loss would have been, and let's see what happens. Let me tell you, that win rate went like that.
Jeez.
And then it taught me now, okay, I got to get better with my entries, because obviously where I'm looking for entries before was too risky. The market would always pull up. As soon as I would enter, it would put me right in drawdown. I'm just, damn, like, how is it? I'm a scalper. When I'm in the markets, I need to see the market moving in my direction. If it doesn't move in my direction, I don't have a lot of wiggle room because I'm scalping. My stop losses are 10, 20, 30 pips. So if I find myself in 10, 20, 30 pip a drawdown 3 minutes after I entered, there's something wrong with my entry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that was telling me. Can you give me 1 second? I just have to use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, you good.
Yeah, I right before our session, I had a meeting with this like holistic guy who does like all natural herbs and stuff like that. He's from Africa, and he gave me this nasty ass concoction thing I gotta drink, and I gotta drink a bunch of water with it, so it makes me have to pee a lot.
Oh, so that like cleans you out.
Yeah, it's supposed to help with the cough I've been having, and it's actually been working in the last hour that I took it, because I haven't coughed. I've only coughed like once in the last like 20 minutes. Like yesterday, I was coughing nonstop, and I was awful. And today, I was coughing this morning, and then I went to see him this morning, and he gave me this stuff, and it's already working. But I have to sip it, and it's so nasty. I'm supposed to take it right now, but it's so disgusting, and I'm just gonna take it after the session because I don't want to be making faces and shit while we're talking.
You're good. You can't like water that shit down.
I can't. No, he said I have to sip it. So I'm like, damn, like that's even worse. I could have just chugged it, you know.
No,
But
for real. I was gonna say just chuck that shit and like just be over with
yeah,
it.
he told me I have to stick on it. So it's, oh my god, it's nasty. It's like,
You
yes,
didn't get that much left.
I know it's so little, but it's got like garlic, honey,
Oh
lemon,
hell no.
elderberry. It's got a bunch of like he put
Oh yeah, elderberry.
yeah, he got plants in there. He had like ginger root, bunch of
Oh damn. Oh no, that's dope. Oh no, yeah, that's probably good as hell for you.
yeah, it is. It looks like I'm drinking grass. Like that's what it
Okay,
looks
not
like. It looks
grass.
like grass. And the smell is awful. I gotta tell you, the smell is awful.
So,
But yeah, I have to drink it. So you know, it sucks ass. But anyway.
that's all. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Anything that's good for you tastes like shit.
Exactly.
So so yeah, basically your key levels are going to be everything, right? So when I come to the charts, this is what I do. Come to the charts, I do this. How do I get out of here? Here. Yes. Come to the charts. I usually try to find them on my 1 hour time frames.
Oh, your key levels?
Yes, my key levels. And I don't really see a lot of mentors talking about key levels. I don't know what that's about. Maybe they trade it differently. I'm not sure. Recently I've started back testing 5-minute entries using supply and demand. Yeah, using supply and demand levels. But for those trades, I'm gonna be like super scalping. I'm not gonna even be doing these trades for long.
You're crazy aggressive with that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with gold.
Especially with, and that's the thing. I haven't traded gold in what, like 2 weeks? Like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I've been like just sticking with my US30, and like I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to just take gold off my shit again.
Yeah, gold. I mean, I used to be told that gold was like US30's
like little sister,
second cousin, twice removed.
No, they're pretty close. I know gold is it's weird. It's like they're similar in a lot of ways, but they're different in some ways. I can't really explain it, but I know gold is a little bit easier.
I think volatility wise, they're similar because they both move like with a vengeance. But you make money with them. I can tell you that much. You can have a micro lot and still make money with both of these pairs. You know?
Exactly.
So yeah, it is possible. All right. I wish I could go over US30 with you because I don't want to do you that disservice. Trust me, because
no, you're good. You're good.
I wouldn't be helping much. Trust me.
Honestly, like, and the thing that I learned about it too is it's pretty much the same as any other pair, but the only thing is the volatility of it, and that's what throws most people off is that it'll do the same thing as like GU or GJ, but it just doesn't do it as fast or like as volatile, you know?
Right.
And I think that's what most people are like. Oh shit! I just lost $1,000 in 2 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, but it does the same exact shit, and that'll throw a lot of people off.
Exactly. So when you're looking at gold, right, there is a science to understanding why it moves the way it moves. And by saying why, I don't mean the volatility of it. I mean the technical analysis part of it and how it moves. Okay. And the best thing, I live by this. So I will tell anybody, this is how you trade, or you should trade gold. Okay. As an intraday or a scalper, when you're swinging, the rules are different. The rules vary. Okay. But if you're scalping this pair, you need to look at it as a whole. Look at it as a whole, because the market is a creature of habit. It does the same things over and over again. You just have to find when it's going to do it and be able to capitalize on those moves. Okay. So if I'm looking at gold right here and I say to myself, all right, this is what I'm looking at as a whole. I'll see here that look at how price tapped this area here, then it retraced back up. Look where it tapped. It tapped the last area that it tapped 2 times before. Every time it tapped this area, it shot up. So if I'm looking at price and price is holding, even though it tapped this area twice before and it tapped it here and it retraced up, when it did retrace, it held this support. It held. Price never came back down here. Once it tapped here on August 21st, August of 2021, it never came back. Never came back. This was nothing. Price was lingering up here until it came back in this vicinity again in July of 2022. It took damn near a year, an entire year, for price to even sniff this area again. So if I see that happening, I have to ask myself, why is it that price did that? Why is it okay for price to stay up here, but it's not okay for price to come down here? When it did come back down here, look where it tapped again for the 4th time before it retraced back up. It tapped here again to the T almost.
Yeah.
To the T. Tap, 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 shot up. These are things you want to see. So if I'm looking at the past and I see it did that there, look at what happened here. Tap, shot up, tap, shot up, tap, shot up. And it shot up so much to where it broke structure completely. Because if we look at structure on this 4-hour time frame here, we have a high, low, high, low, high, low, retested previous high, retested previous low, high, low. What do we have forming here? A triple bottom.
Triple bottom.
Triple bottom. Now price pushed all the way up, breaking all types of structure. And now it's retesting this last level here that it was holding over here. So if you were, let's say, I don't know, a swing trader, would it be smart for you to hold this trade to here? No, because if you look left, we have a level that was holding as support.
Yeah.
Support, now resistance, and now potential support for price to potentially do this. But guess what? If price breaks this support and it comes down, do I need to hesitate that price is going to continue down? Yeah, I do. You know why? Because we broke structure here. So instead of catching a move to come down all the way here, you know what I'm waiting for? A retest. I'm waiting for the retest to confirm that this level is holding, is valid, is a valid level of resistance now for now price to continue. That would be the smart thing to do here. Okay? Right. But where price is sitting now it's a testy area. Because when looking back, I had support, break, retest, drop, test, drop, push up, broke structure, and now it's sitting back in this area again. So now it's sitting in this area again. I'm waiting. I cannot take a sell because I'm sitting at a support, and I cannot take a buy because I need to see price holding this level and then breaking all types of highs to continue up. So now would be a good time to wait, right? You don't want to take a risky trade at this point in time. If I go down to the 1-hour time frame, what is market structure telling me? Well, I have price that at a high, low, high, low, high, low. My next high should be something like that. A market structure to be respected. That's beautiful. That's beautiful market structure here. You can't beat that. Okay. Then what do I see forming here? I have cluster. I have a retest and a drop. I have price that was holding a level of support here. We have a bearish engulfing, retest, drop.
Bearish engulfing.
Bearish engulfing, retest, drop. Range, bearish engulfing, retest, drop. It's textbook.
Nah, for real.
You can't look at this and tell me this is not a textbook setup here. Break, retest, drop. Break, retest, drop. Break, retest, drop. Did this break look like that break? No. You know why? Because the market is not going to make it easy on you. They're going to make you work for your money. It's gonna make you work. They're not gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna do the same exact setup back to back and let them make this easy money." No, we're gonna make them wait, drop. Then after we drop, we're not gonna make a new low. We're gonna retest that last drop, and then we're gonna make a low. Why? Because the market pays those who wait. Market pays those who wait. And then whenever you see a ranging market in a specific direction, just put them limit orders up there at their most recent high and let it rock. Because even if you had your let's say you had your sell limit orders up here, and let's say you missed it and price dropped, what did it come back and do? Came back and retested. You might have to wait a couple hours. Ain't gonna happen in 15 minutes. But it came back to test that area, and then it took off. And not only did it give you a sniper entry, but it gave you a better risk to reward, and you caught more pips on the move.
That's crazy.
You get me? So gold is, to me, it's the best pair. I don't care what nobody says. It is the best pair. It shits on every other pair out there, because although it's volatile, it's very wicky, it's brutal. If you wait for the confirmations, you can make money on this pair hand over fist. Hand over fist. All right. So what questions do you have so far?
What questions do I have, honestly? Okay, so I understood why you put your zones there. This all makes sense perfectly. I guess. Damn, like what questions do I have? Okay, well, I guess because it's so crazy. Honestly, this is my first time doing a one-on-one where I'm the one that's learning.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of the things where, just like how you said earlier, like you never want to stop learning. Like I always want to stop learning. I mean, I don't always want to stop. I always want to keep learning. But I know that, oh God, don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't even do it.
No, the thing about it is I want to get an idea of how you see the market. So that
I think you can go to indices. I said indices.
Indices. Okay. This is how long it's been since I've looked at US30. Is it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, NOS and all that stuff. Have you ever traded NOS?
I traded NOS like when I first started. I'm not really big on it because it's
okay.
I don't really like it.
All right.
Yeah, this is my baby.
Did you trade today at all?
Yeah. Let me go back to it actually.
You want to show your screen?
Actually, yeah. I'll share my screen real quick.
Yeah, let's see. Let me 1 second. How do I share screen? There we go. All right, so I'm gonna stop the share and let's see your screen. If you see me make a weird face, it's because I gotta drink this nasty shit. So.
Nah, go ahead, go crazy. All right, which one was today? All right, yeah, this is the one I took today. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's a little dark, kind of like a yellowish, has a yellow glare over it, but
that's weird. I don't know why it does that. That's so weird.
Okay, I can see it fine. I can see it good though.
Okay.
Yeah, do a breakdown for me. Let me see how you would break down US30. Let me try to get an idea of how you see that.
All right. So with this one I took this way earlier, like around like 9 o'clock, like right before it opened.
Okay.
And so when I went to the weekly, I went to weekly last week.
Okay.
And this was my breakdown for the weekly. So I had, a good, nice downwards trend as far as market structure. So I made like highs, lows. And so with me, it's one of the things where I won't say it's a lower high until it makes lower lows. So basically I didn't consider this a lower high until this was formed, for that exact reason, like you were saying, like it could come up here and then come down a little bit and make a little bullshit low and then start moving up and make a new structure.
Okay.
So right now I'm still waiting for this to become a new higher low. And so I was mainly looking at sells, since this is a good area anyway. These two green lines right here. I can actually delete this. This was an accident. But these two green lines, I want to price to pretty much stay in here. And so it's been holding in here for a couple of days.
And you're looking for sells overall, right?
Looking for sells, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so I said until until it breaks this level, until it breaks this area, right, this green line up here,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to continue looking for sells. Um, and so price, this is pretty much the highest it came since it's been in this area. So I figured, okay, this is pretty much price exhausting itself. So I pretty much waited for this candle to close, this higher candle to close, and I came down to my smaller time frames and entered on right here. And then honestly, I wasn't even expecting it to come. Honestly, I wanted to stop it at the end of this, at the end of these candles down here, like these wicks down here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the speed that it came down was just, it was crazy aggressive. So I closed it. I closed it a little bit early.
How many points is that basically? Because you it looks like you scalp US30, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So how
So
many
this was 1K. This is 1,000 pips or 100 points.
Okay. That's very good actually. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. That means a lot, actually.
Definitely. Because I see why you took the trade. You explained it very well as to why you took it. Your entry was great too. You waited for the exhaustion. That's
the amount of stress in this was crazy. I was stressing like crazy on this one. Because these wicks were, huh?
I didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
I was saying the amount of stress when I was waiting for this trade was crazy because like these wicks right here, like the first like half hour, these wicks right here, I was like, fuck, bro. Like maybe
Wow.
so I was like, let me just hold it. Like my risk reward was pretty good, so I'll just wait it out. And then the shit just dropped. Like once this candle formed, this bottom candle formed right here, I was like, oh yeah, no, it's game over. that shit's falling.
Did you hold to the end of that candle also?
Oh hell yeah. Oh definitely.
Nice.
Definitely. That's one thing I know. Like when I'm confident on it, like that's it. Like I'm holding that shit until stop loss or TP. So.
Okay. Now, are you able to find setups on US30 every day or? Like,
I can find them every day, but it's like that thing where you'll see the setup and then I'll step away from my phone for like 2 minutes and then the shit's just completely is gone.
Okay.
It's one of the things where I have to like stay on it, But yeah, I mean the setup was pretty. I mean, I took another one later on, but it was like somewhere down here, and I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be trading no more because I made like $20, but I was like, nah, like I'm not really confident in this one. So it came down. So it was down here, but I caught a little sell, but then it shot up after I closed it. So I was like, okay, yeah, maybe that's a sign that I'm good for today,
Okay. So when you're looking at US30 and you come to the charts, what's your trading plan? What do you look for? What's going to dictate whether or not you enter a trade? Like, give me some insight on your thought process when you come to the charts.
So as far as like my thought process, well, I guess usually I'm trading with my own capital, but now I'm using a prop firm. I'm actually using Q's prop firm now.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going for like small, consistent gains. I just got it like, I actually got it on Friday. Yeah, actually I got it on Friday. So this was actually my first trade. This was actually my first trade of that account.
Okay. So, but like when I say like thought process, basically I want to see like what your trading plan is. I'm trying to get a feel for your trading plan. So basically I know that it's US30, it's New York session. You're looking for trades that kind of follow market structure. So like today, let's say you're coming to the charts today, right? Fresh week, it's Monday, brand new week. And you're ready to get going. So what's the first thing you do when you come to the charts? Like pretend I'm not here and tell me walk me through your trading morning.
First thing is I go to the weekly. I always go to the weekly first. Right. Pretty much how I explain this. I always start at the weekly and just do an easy like top-down analysis. So I start at the weekly.
Do that for me. Do a top-down for me.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll start the weekly, look at market structure on the weekly. It's still holding this nice downtrend. Go to the daily to get a little bit more insight, seeing like, so getting levels like this, like little supply and demand areas. And that's why I feel like I still need I need some help on. Because I feel like someone tells me that this doesn't really look, all that accurate to me.
It does to me.
It does? Oh shit, maybe I'm just double guessing it.
That's a clean demand zone right there.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good. That's very reassuring. Holy fuck. All right, but yeah, so I'll go to the daily and look at my little supply and demand zones, making sure they're all, nice and good. Usually once price gets what's the word, parallel or close to parallel to these, I'll just take one and just drag it over and
Okay.
say like, so just like that, I'll like, okay, well, cool, like it's about to go into this nice supply zone, a nice demand zone, and then that's when I'll usually get my entry there. Or not get my entry, but like I'll keep an eye on that area. Then I go to the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and this is where I look for like candlestick patterns. So like an engulfing bearish, or like evening stars, or like any type of candlestick pattern, And then like the 15 and 30 minute is where I will pretty much look for my entries. So if I see a nice bearish engulfing on like the 1 hour or 4 hour, then I'll go to the 15 minute and see if it's about to get retested. So like this one right here, I'll see if it's about to get retested, and then I'll take my trade. And I don't know if that was a good explanation, but it's
No,
pretty.
it is. All right. So you say you need help with your supply and demand zone. So let's look at that. The supply and demand areas are best to look at on the higher time frames. So let's go ahead and let's do the daily or the 4 hour, whichever time frame you feel comfortable with. And let's see if we can identify some supply and demand zones on that area to see how we can help you out with that.
Okay. All right. So do you want me to go to? Is there a specific spot you want me to go to, or just anywhere?
Wherever you want, it's fine. So okay, so let's focus on that area that you have at that demand zone right there to the
bone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you already had that marked off. So tell me why you thought that was it is, you're right, but tell me why you thought that was a demand zone.
Just because it was a new lower low, and it's very wicky to me. It's very wicky. So
Okay.
usually to me, wicks mean
exhaustion.
Exhaustion. There we go. That was what. Yeah, wicks mean exhaustion, and so usually where there's exhaustion, 9 times out of 10, or even 8 times out of 10, price is gonna return to that area at some point in time.
Right.
So I always that's why I always highlight my lower highs and lower lows and higher highs and higher lows and all that, just because I know at some point it may not be that day or that week or that month or whatever, but price usually returns to these areas, and they're usually like high probability areas. So I always want to mark off these types of areas.
All right. So let's do some candlestick analysis in this box right here, even on the daily, right? Let's do it on the daily time frame, right? So if we're looking at this area on the daily time frame, right? You see that wick to the far right there, the long one? Yeah, you see that one? Look at where that wick, look at where it opened, and look at where it closed. See that the bottom of that wick there to the bottom?
Yeah.
Now look left.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, if you look left there, right, and it's kind of like, it's very, very, and very like, it's almost to the T, like proximity wise to that last candle, right? So, but let's look at that first candle, that first move before the exhaustion wick. Let's look at that candle right there, right? So that bullish candle right here, right? So the first thing we have there is a bullish engulfing. If you look at that candle and that candle after it, you have an engulfing. You have that candle after it closed above all those other previous daily highs. So that move that the next candle made, the exhaustion candle there, the big one, that could just very well be a retest.
A retest
of that great bullish engulfing. And then after that, what happened after that? Price did what? Took off.
Took off
after that, right? So sometimes, even if you analyze the chart off of a higher time frame, you want to like simplify it as much as you can to try to understand why the market did what it did in that area. Because even though it already happened and the market's already taken off, you need to understand why that move took off there, so that next time it happens, guess what you're gonna know to do? You're gonna know, you will have known, I've seen this happen before. So now I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that retest. I'm gonna wait for that engulfing candle. And when the market is ready to take off, I'm gonna be confident to hold my trade because I know I've seen it happen before. Okay, because I don't trade US30, but I don't trade US30, but you give me a pack of candles somewhere and I can break down that move based off those candle bodies.
Right,
So
right.
me looking at US30, I'm not even looking at the move, I'm looking at that box right there of where your demand area is. And I'm saying to myself, look at how many multiple candle rejections we had at that area. And every bullish candle that I see broke above some sort of bearish high before that candle formed. Look at that first bullish candle in that zone. Not that one. The next one. Look at that one. That candle closed nicely above the last two candles that it made prior to that candle. So that really was our first bullish engulfing. And then we had a retest. Then we had another bullish engulfing. And then we had a retest. And then the market took off.
Wow.
So how many engulfings and retests did we have all together? We had about three.
About three engulfings.
Three huge engulfings.
That's crazy.
Three retests exactly at the same price, around the same price level, and then price took off.
Wow. Okay. See, this is what that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So what I'm trying to impress upon you is although all those other confluences matter, market structure matters, support and resistance matters, supply and demand matter, all those things matter. But at the end of the day, Salim, the candles alone will tell you what the market wants to do. Because the market doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. If a candle goes bullish, it went bullish. That means buy. If a candle goes bearish, that means it's going down, you better sell. It's not lying to you. It's not going to go bearish and the market turns around and buys. Like, it just doesn't do that. If the market closes bullish, if the candle closes bullish, that was a buy. In that candle, in that time frame, be it daily, 4 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, in that candle, if it was bullish, that was a buy in that moment. If it closes a certain way, it closes that way. But in that moment, it was that candle. So if I'm looking at these candles and I say to myself, I'm looking at these bullish candle closings, the candles are closing above the bearish candles before it. And we're respecting a certain level of support. And it just so happens I have a cluster in that area. So now I also have a demand area. So at this point, I just got to wait. I have to wait because I don't know when the market's going to take off, right? I have to wait and see. So I'd say to myself, okay, even though I'm waiting, what am I waiting for? Am I waiting on a retest? Am I waiting on an engulfing? Am I waiting on a breakout? What am I waiting for? So I know when to enter the market, when to take that trade, and how to enter it with no emotion. Because the best thing to help your psychology when you're trading and to be able to hold your trades for however long or when you want to take them is to have a plan for the market. You have to say to yourself, if I can identify this supply zone and I say, I need price to do this, this, and this, mentally, you're telling yourself, if I see price do this, this, and this, I'm entering the market. You cannot say to yourself, I want to see the market do this, this, and this, and then it does it, and you're still second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Why did you just do that analysis if you're not gonna trust your analysis? You know what I mean? So now this is where your psychology comes into play. Now it's how much do you trust your knowledge? How much do you trust your back testing? How much do you trust your skill of reading the markets? Because if you don't trust yourself, then you can't trade. You're not ready to trade. You need to still be studying. But when you trust it and you say to yourself, okay, boom, I see an engulfing candle. It's respecting this area. It's doing A, B, C, D. Now I'm ready to execute. But you can't get in and be like, well, shit, what if it doesn't do this? If you did that, that means you over leverage or you're over trading. You're doing something else that's fucking up your psychology. If you already took 8 trades for the day and 7 of them were losses, your psychology is already out the window. Because you're thinking
it's already out the window.
It's already out the window. Because now you're not thinking about your analysis anymore. Now you're thinking about those losses that you're trying to make back. This is why psychology with over trading, over leveraging is so important. It is the death of most traders. Because at some point, it becomes less about the charts and more about you. More about you as a person. How much self-control do you have to wait for confirmations to enter a trade? How much self-control do you have to say, you know what? I'm only taking 2 trades today. I'm only taking 1 trade today. Or if I don't see this, I'm not trading today. That has nothing to do with the charts. That's you.
That's you. Yeah.
It's you. So if you sat there and you took 8 trades and 6 of them were losses, and those losses, the 2 wins that you did have didn't put a dent in the losses, now you're looking at the charts thinking, I need to make back my losses. You're not thinking, well, I need to wait on my confirmation. I need to look at this. I need to wait on that. No. Your thought process, your logical thought process is out the window. You know what you're thinking of now? Emotions. Now it's about emotions. Now it's about shit. I just lost my car note money, or I just blew half my account. I need to make this back.
Right.
At that point, you've already lost a trade. You already lost because you're not trading on factual evidence. You're now trading on emotion. Your emotions will make you or break you in trading. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. My biggest loss was taken after going through a breakup. I knew I shouldn't have been trading because my head wasn't in the game, but I like, fuck it. I need to take my mind off of this bullshit. Let me trade. Took some of my biggest loss. Why? I'm not trading off facts and what I need to be doing. I'm trading because I'm pissed off that my boyfriend just broke up.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. And you're looking for some sort of healing from the market that doesn't exist. The market has no mercy. All right. So that's what I want you to think about. When you're coming to the charts and you're looking for your areas, make sure your psychology it's never going to be perfect because we're human. We go through shit. We have things going on in our lives that require our attention. Everything in life can't be about the charts. It is what it is. But if you're going to be on the charts and you know you're spending your hard-earned money on these markets, at least give yourself a fair chance.
Right. I hear you. Okay.
So let's start identifying some supply and demand zones. So what I want you to do, stay on the daily for me, only because I see that US30 ranges a lot. And let's see if we can find some of those zones on the daily time frame and tell me what you're looking for and why you think it's a supply or demand zone.
Okay. All right. I can say, let's just say this right here. Let's do that. Well, no, never mind. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
That's it.
If you're not sure, you can let me know. We can talk about it.
Actually, you know what? No, I am going to do that.
Okay. So supply and demand zone. Let's dissect what that is. Period. Let's do that first, right? So your supply and demand zones are areas in the market, usually, where you have an accumulation of orders that are being formed, and by orders I mean candles. Okay. So you have an accumulation of that, or you have a sharp reaction in that specific area. Okay. So if you have sharp reaction, yeah. So by sharp reaction, it's basically an exhaustion, like a long wick or a huge bullish candle or some sort of strong reaction to a specific area where price has previously reacted from before, similar to the way that it reacted. So when I say similar, I mean, if you see one long wick that rejected from this area here, or let's say this area here, you have a long wick that tapped this area and shot up. Next time price came to that area and you see that another long wick hit that same area, not the same spot, but the same area, and it shot up, you have a demand area because you have price that reacted sharply in the same price area at that same spot. So now price came back to that area, grabbed orders, shot up, or liquidity, grabbed orders or liquidity, and it shot back up. You have an area of interest. That's an area of interest.
Area of interest, yep.
Right, because now price comes back there, you're gonna be thinking, well, shit, last 2 times they came here, wasn't able to come back. Now it's back there. And remember, the higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. So if you see those rejections are happening, let's say on the daily or the weekly, on the daily or the weekly, you better be, I'm betting money that next time price comes there, it's probably gonna do the same thing. To some degree. It may not do it exactly like it did before, but to some degree, it's going to have some sort of reaction in that area. And usually the first 2 times it does it are your strongest confirmations. Then after that, it could probably do whatever. So your first two reactions are usually it. Okay. So pick a spot that you think is a supply or demand area and tell me why you think it is.
Well, I picked this part right here, just because
So
price did.
mark that off for me. Let's draw a zone or something around there so we can see which one, what area you're talking about. And then tell me if is it a supply or is it a demand as well?
This is the supply zone.
All right.
So this area, right? I don't know if you can see this box I made.
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, so I picked this area because as you can see, price did come up to this area. Well, I am on a daily, so you can't, it's not really that much movement, but
Okay.
price did come up to this area 1, 2, 3 times. It's probably 4 over here. Every time I came into this spot, it always came down. So it always changed what type of candle it was. So I guess before it would always be a bullish candle, like a strong bullish candle, but price would aggressively, push it back down to make a bunch of doji candles.
Okay.
So I picked this as a supply area.
All right. So what do you want to see happen here to tell you whether or not you're going to take a trade? And what would your trade be? Would it be a buy or a sell?
Most likely sells. Definitely sells.
Right.
I want to see price either reject this again, or either do the same thing again, or make a nice push down and retest. So whether it's a bearish engulfing, so whether this turn into a bearish engulfing, or on the smaller time frames, I see a bearish engulfing on like the 1 hour or 30 minute, and then the candle after that bearish engulfing, I will want to see,
so
definitely a good trade.
So let me ask you this, okay? Pull in the chart for me, zoom it in. Let me see some more of to the left a little. All right. So you want to see price reject off that area and push down. Is that because of what you see specifically there, or is that because of what you saw happen to the left?
Both. Definitely both.
Okay. The reason why I asked that is because
something like this.
Okay. So the reason why I asked that question is because the market is bullish right now. It's pushing bullish. If you look closely, you see a lot of bulls in the market compared to bears, right? So usually when you see the market pushing in one direction, most likely it just takes a breather and then it usually continues in the direction that it was originally in, which would make this buys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm looking at this here, I see a large bullish engulfing there. That big bullish candle, that candle right there. It took out all those previous highs. Previously, it took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 highs. So for 2 weeks, price was not able to break that level. And then we had a bullish engulfing. So to be honest with you, I would look for buys here. If I had to take a trade, I'd be looking for buys after a retest. The reason why is because looking left, to me, that's not a supply zone. I don't see that as supply. That's just a regular high. The reason why I say that is because what happened there to make me think that would have been a supply zone? There's no sharp reaction. There's no cluster of orders. There's not a bunch of candles rejecting a certain area. That just looks like a regular lower high. And then it made a low, lower high, low, and then market structure has continued on down. So I would not, that first box that you have there up top there, to me, that wouldn't be a supply zone.
No, okay.
It wouldn't. That's just my opinion. Could I be wrong? Yes, I could very well be wrong. But based on what I know supply and demand areas to be, I see that as being a supply and demand zone. All right. But let's look a little bit more left, right? You don't have to move the chart or anything. No, you can leave it the way it is. Leave it the way it is. So I want you to take your mouse and put it up to the top of that area there. Okay. Now move down just a little. Follow those bullish candles down right there. Now move a little to the left, a little bit.
Oh, that's right here.
A little bit over. Right. You see that area there? See that?
This right here.
Yes. See that area there? Okay. Draw a box around that area right there. Okay. As long as price holds above that area, I would continue looking for buys, right? Now, do me a favor. That box, there we go. Good.
Oh shit. Bro, what?
All
I
right.
never even. Oh, this nigga's dumb. Come on, bro. All
It's okay. You're learning. Okay. It's okay. But but you obviously see what I see because you
yeah.
pulled them all the way across. Okay.
All
Perfect.
right.
Perfect. So now maybe now your bias might be different now. Now you
Yeah,
might
it
be looking
actually,
like
it actually is.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
crazy. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That area was a supply and demand area because if you put your mouse back to that first spot right there. If you go a little to the right, remember I said a little to the right, keep going, a little bit over, keep going. No. Stay right there. Yeah. I said a sharp move, right? What we have there? We have a bearish engulfing that dropped, and then we had a what? A retest of that zone. Come on down.
Oh, then it's retest.
Drop, and then a retest. And then what did price do after the retest? It took off. It dropped.
Oh, come on, man.
Completely dropped. That was your supply area right there.
The textbook. The fucking textbook.
So now where price is currently, we have a bullish engulfing. We had that big bullish candle because before we had a bearish drop, a bearish engulfing. Now we have a bullish engulfing, indicating that what buyers are coming into control. And the buyers did what? A bullish engulfing broke through that supply zone, and now it's testing it above to make sure it can now hold as a newfound level of support. The price to potentially continue bullish. That would be, am I right? Or I don't listen. I don't trade US30, but
hey, look, no, honestly, it's one of the things where it's so many reasons why you are right.
Yeah.
Like these are the little things I was talking about that like I'll just overlook. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I never would have saw this unless I had someone literally, be like, "Hey, yo, bro, like, check this out." You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you did.
Exactly. So that would be my bias for that. But again, this is reading candles. Forget market structure. Forget, all that other stuff. Forget fibs. I don't need all that. This is all from reading candles.
Right.
That's it.
And then it's inverted head and shoulders too.
Say again?
I think this is an kind of an inverted head and shoulders a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I didn't notice it before, but yeah, it is. I don't too many for some reason, I only notice head and shoulders on the market is bearish. For some reason, when it's inverted, it throws me. It takes a while to focus sometimes. I don't know, but
the inverted one is a little bit harder to see.
Yeah, but that could be an added confluence now as well. Now you're seeing an inverted head and shoulders, which means what? We're gonna retest it, and then we're gonna fly.
Yeah.
You get me? So yeah, these are the things, and that's what makes trading difficult at times, because you have to analyze the markets as best you can, and you have to come up with every outcome. What are the odds the market does this? What are the odds it does that? Because that's what it means to be fluid within the markets. It's more of looking at the markets from both points of view. What is the market telling me for me to take buys? What is the market telling me for me to take sells? And now I compare the two, and I ask myself, which one makes the most sense? And if I don't know, guess what? I'm waiting.
Just wait. Yeah.
Just wait. You don't gotta take the trade. Just wait and see. If you were right, great. You're right. Journal your trade, then move on to the next setup. And if you were wrong, same thing. Journal the trade, learn from your mistakes, try to identify them, and then move on to the next setup.
Okay.
All right. So let's try to find another. Let's see if we can find another supply and demand area, and then let's go from there.
Okay, so.
Or we can go to a different spot on the. We don't have to stay there. We could.
I can go to different. I can go to gold. I can go to a different pair.
No. I'm saying we can stay on US30, but just go to a different spot.
Area.
Yeah, a different area. Yeah, and then if you want, you could zoom in your chart some, so you can see a little bit more detail, and then we could we could find.
Okay, so one like this right here.
Okay, very good. Very good.
This right here. So
Good.
a lot of sharp movements. Every time price came and tapped this,
Mhm.
uh, definitely shot up again, lingered up here. It almost kissed it right here, but it definitely,
But it stayed above. It stayed above.
yeah.
But remember, it's never going to be exact, right? It's never going to be like, it's not going to tap it every single time. It's just in that area. All right. So, okay.
I can do that too, I
Okay.
guess.
So I wouldn't put one there. The reason why I wouldn't put one there is because that area is very close to the one above it. So
Okay.
what I would do is I would remove one of those zones and just pick one, honestly. I
Okay.
just so I would
I,
keep the one at the bottom, I keep that one at the second one, and I would remove the one at the top because it's still a area of interest because price stayed above that area. You get me?
oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you pull that over, you would see that, price, it didn't quite come back to that area. But look at that long wick right there. Right?
This right here.
Yeah. Yeah. When it did come back to that area, look what it did. It wicked out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
very, very, very telling area. Very good. Very good.
bro.
Let's try to find some other ones. Let's try to find some at the top. Let's try to find some supply zones.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. And so that, damn, price ain't even been up here.
When you take your entries on US30, what confirmations do you look for to take your entries exactly?
Mainly where a wick is, and candlestick patterns. So like if it's like a nice engulfing, or if it's like what are those things called? I'm terrible with the names of these shits. What are they called? It's not the hammer. It's the hanging man. Not the hanging man. It's like a hammer but upside down. I
Okay,
can't remember.
so you look for candlestick patterns, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're not really using price action in a sense. You're not waiting on a rejection of support and resistance. You're not waiting on a break of.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting on that too. Yeah, on that too.
Okay, okay.
But as far as like to get my entry, I needed to reject either a supply and demand or support resistance, and then give me a good candle. So like something like this.
Yeah.
Like I would have waited for this to finish being formed and then take it right here.
Where would your stop loss be?
If not right above this wick, probably like above the body.
Okay. Is that a rule of thumb for you, or is that based off different depends on the setup for you?
Say it one more time.
Is putting your stop loss above the body, is that a rule of thumb, or does it depend on the setup?
Oh no, it always depends. It always depends.
On the setup. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That
But
makes
mainly, like the main one is going, above the entire candle. It's like even above the wick.
okay.
Usually it's above the entire wick, but depending on what it is, and depending how confident I am in it too, I'll just do it above the body, because usually it wouldn't. I mean, sometimes it'll wick it right at the body, and then it'll go. But whenever I go like above the wick, like rarely. But I'm trying to get better with my entry so I don't have to make because sometimes that distance is very, far, especially for US30. Like from right here, what 756 to here, that's 2K pips right there, or 200 points. Like this one candle.
Okay. Okay.
So I try to lower my risk by trying to do a smaller stop loss and trying to get a much better entry. So if that means waiting for this candle to make a top wick, then that's what sometimes I'll do.
Okay. Okay. Let's try to find some on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Let's reset this. I can find some on the 4.
When you mark off your supply and demand zones, what time frames are you marking them off on?
On the 4 hour and that's the 1 hour. The 4 hour and the daily.
Okay. All right, cool. So we did daily, so let's knock out some 4 hour ones.
Okay. I think I found one.
Okay.
So, like this, right? But then that wouldn't really. I mean, I guess that wouldn't really be one. That wouldn't really be one.
Well, why do you? Tell me why. Why do you think?
Why do I think it would or wouldn't?
Why do you think it wouldn't be one?
It would, or why wouldn't? Because
Why would not? Why would not?
I said no because nothing really came up to it. At least not that I know of.
Well, I see a bearish engulfing and I see a retest there. So
A very this right here.
And price tested the retest 3 times before it finally dropped.
So shouldn't it be lower, like down here?
Well, like I said, remember, it's not always going to come to
it's not always going to be
in that area. It's just that.
That's true.
All right. Okay. So I'm trying to think. With that, because again, right? What is a supply and demand zone? It's an area where we have a sharp reaction, some type of decisive move, or we have what? We have a cluster of orders, right? Bunch of candles forming, respecting a certain support, respecting a certain level of resistance. And then at that point, you want to see how the candles, how they take off in a certain move. Now, again, what I'm noticing with US30 here is usually within that trend, the market usually takes a breather and then it goes in the direction that it was always going in. If you look at it from the start of that move there, where your mouse, I think that's my mouse.
Oh, right here.
Bring your mouse to the left to that last low there. All the way to the left of the screen to the low.
Right here.
Yeah. So the market was bullish at that point. And then we see that at that area where you have your supply area, the market just kind of chilled and then it eventually continued bullish. Then when we had a bearish engulfing, that bearish drop, the market ranged a little. It was still moving down, but it ranged a little bit, tested twice, and then it eventually took off for sells. So, I mean, this has to be the easiest setup I've ever seen on US30. It's textbook. It's all textbook. Now, granted, these are all 4-hour candles. This took a series of several days to play out. However, I mean, can you be comfortable holding your move here? I mean, it looks like supply and demand and your engulfing candles are your best indicators for where the market is going to go here, based off what I'm seeing.
Engulfing candles are like the bread of engulfing candles and like patterns like double tops and triple bottoms and all that kind of shit. Like those are like
even there. Again, I didn't notice that we have a double top and then we have a retest of the neckline.
That's crazy. Fucking textbook.
Yeah. Textbook setup. But I'm trying to think. I don't know if that would be a supply and demand area for me. That's just, to me, kind of normal market structure in a sense. It just could just be the way I look at the markets compared to that. Just me looking at the candle bodies. It's kind of what I'm seeing,
Yeah, no, that's all good. Okay. Okay, so wow. Okay. So this might be a fucking stretch. That's okay. So I did off of this right here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? And then I mean, I don't know if that's like a. Is that a stretch or no?
I wouldn't consider that. Only that would be more of a key level to me, not so much a supply area. That'd be more of a key level to me because price was holding that area. It broke above and it tried to hold it, but we had a bearish drop and price stayed after that. So to me, that would be more of a key level area. I wouldn't really consider that. And then on top of that, I wouldn't look at that far apart either. I would try to simplify it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking far. That's far as hell.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's try to find some areas that are more compact in a way.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So maybe like something like right here.
Okay, so tell me why you think that would be, and what is it? Supply or demand to you?
Supply.
Okay. Why do you think it's supply? Why is that an area of interest to you?
Um. Okay. So. Okay. So I guess because I have price rejecting this area sharply four times
Okay.
before rejecting it and making very sharp. Well, I guess sharp movements up and drastic drops after it hits this level.
Okay.
So
What
it hit
did
this
price
level.
do after?
Oh, go ahead.
What did price do after that? After it left that area, right? Because supply and demand areas is where price comes and goes, right? It comes, stays for a short while, and it takes off. So what, what told you, like, what would you be looking for you to take a trade in that area?
For me to take a trade in this area?
Yes.
I guess a good rejection and a good candle after that rejection.
Okay. Okay.
So like whatever candle. Oh, say it again. Sorry.
A good candle closure in that area.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Definitely want a good candle closure.
Tell me what happened after price broke that area to the right.
Oh, broke through. Nice little retest, and then kept going. Oh wait, and then it. Oh wow, then it kept on. Ah ha ha.
Very good, very good. So you see how when you pull in the charts some more, you can see a little bit more data.
Yeah.
Right? And then what did price do once it broke back into that area? What did it do?
You little bitch. All right. All right.
Tap that area. How many times did it tap it? 1, 2, 3. Never came back above. It held above and then it held below.
Yeah, this is damn, bro.
This is a pretty good one-on-one.
Nah, for real. Like this is probably the best 380 I've ever spent in my life.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. You're even opening my eyes to US30. I might look at US30 again now. This is not bad.
Oh, it's right. This is no, honestly, you should for real. Like you really should. Like it's not as hard as many people think. And like I've heard that story of like, oh yeah, I lost big on US30, so I'm not gonna trade no more. And I'm like, all right, man, come on, just give it some more. Just give it some more. Just give it another chance.
Yeah.
But
so that was a good one. That was a good area right there. You picked you hit it perfect. Perfect area right there. A lot of areas of action in that area. Price rejected, it reacted sharply from that area. Price stayed above or below that price area. So very good observation. I actually feel like, daily and the 4-hour, kind of the same deal with supply and demand, but I feel like for our trading style, which is more scalp intraday, it's better to see them on the 4-hour because now you can grab a move and just maybe hold it for 2 or 3 hours and then get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I'm probably trying to stay with. Like my main one doing supply and demand was on the dailies. So
okay,
yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, like it's more. You can see things a lot more detailed on the 4-hour.
The daily has less noise. You know what I'm saying? The lower in time frame you go, the more noisier, the more the more wicked and all that type of stuff. So it's a lot more convoluted on the lower time frames, even though you need the lower time frames to enter. Your higher time frames are always going to give you the most clarity. So
yeah, this definitely makes it a lot more clear.
Definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, do you have any other questions? We covered it. But do you have anything else that you might want some clarity on?
As far as like my process for entries, like do you think that's an adequate process, or do you know of anything better than that or easier?
It's kind of tough to answer because I would need you to do like a very detailed breakdown for me to tell me what are your main confirmations to take an entry. That means there's a specific set of rules that you follow on any setup that you see. Doesn't matter what the setup is, you need to see these confirmations that tell you to enter a trade. So if you can tell me that, I can give you a little more insight on your entries.
So my go-to confirmation that like I never steer away from is support and resistance. It has to be at a support or resistance area or rejecting it.
Okay.
Definitely the type of candle. So like engulfing candles, whatever that other candle name is, that's like the upside down hammer.
Okay.
This one called like the inside bar, something like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm not too familiar with those. I know of them, but I don't.
Yeah, it's one of the things like I can see it, but like the name of it, I'm terrible with the names. So like that's why that's my bad. I'm terrible with the names. But yeah, support and resistance has to be rejecting that. The type of candle and market structure. That's like if those three aren't aligned, then like I wouldn't even consider it.
All right. Show me your A trade that you took on US30 and go down to like, let's say that, I don't know, the 15 or the 5, whatever time frame you used to enter, and tell me what told you to enter that trade. I don't care if it's a win or loss. Just tell me why you entered the trade and what confirmations were you looking for to tell you to enter.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll show you this one. I actually remember this one. This one was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one was kind of to me it felt rushed because this it's one of those trades that like I learned from Q, like one of the confirmations I learned from Q. Mm-hmm. Where I would use my fibs. I used to be like really, really deep on my fibs. So like I wouldn't take a trade unless it hit my 50, between my 50 and 61.8 retracement.
All right.
You know? That's why I got that from Daniel. But then what I learned from Q was if it comes to the, what is it, the 23, I think? Yeah, like the 23 or the 23.6.
Okay.
Like if it goes up and it goes to rejects my 23.6, that's kind of like a continuation level.
All right.
And so that on top of, again, like the candle placement of this one right here, let me just make a box around it.
Okay. Yeah, highlight it and then let's go down to the 15 or I just want to see your exact entry so I can have an idea. There we go.
Yeah. So like this one right here was like a nice Fibonacci setup.
Was that candle news or was that just normal market movement or?
This I don't know because I came on my phone after it already happened, so I wasn't really sure.
I think that was probably news. Maybe
it most likely is news, depending on the time. What time is this? At 8:30. Okay, this was news.
Yeah, it's probably a NFP or something.
But yeah, so I had this nice Fibonacci setup. Initially, I was waiting for it to come back to my 1561.8, but I saw that price definitely rejected. It rejected this very clean, extremely clean. Let me zoom in more on it. Like it rejected this so clean. So, I literally waited for this candle to close, this first bullish candle, and then I entered on this one right here. And so the win was pretty small. Oh shit, I just completely messed that up. The win was small, but let me try to see if I can move it back to where it was.
Yeah, just hit the back button. And you see the little arrow next to replay at the top, all the way at the top there. There's an arrow next to replay.
Oh shit. See? I didn't know that either.
If you hit that, it goes back. Every move you just made, it reverses back to that one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, let me keep that then. But yeah, so like the move wasn't that big. I mean, it was big to me. I was good with it, but it was very clean, and that's really what I want. I wanted something nice and clean.
Okay.
And what made it so weird was, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what was the reason why you entered it, and what candle did you enter on, if you remember exactly?
So right after that first bullish candle, this one right, the candle right after that long bullish candle.
Oh, okay. And where was your stop loss?
Right under this bearish candle.
Oh wow, you keep your stops tight.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to work on, like my entries and stuff. Like my entries have been like for the past month and a half. Like my entries have been like my focus. Because like before my entries were okay, but my stops were so fucking big that like I didn't even know if I had a good entry or not until I'm like in like 500 pips or 600 pips of drawdown. I'm like, damn, like my entry must have been terrible. But like I would win most of them, but like I'm like, bro, like I don't have to wait for an hour of drawdown before I see some kind of profit. Like, so I'm trying to get better. I need to get better at this. And like people be saying, oh, I got sniper entries, or I got like I was only a drawdown for 2 minutes. I'm like, fuck, bro, like how do I do that? So
Okay.
I was like, okay, maybe I need to just try to get a little bit more precise with what type of candle I enter on, which I wasn't before.
Okay. Okay.
But did that make sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, I mean, your stop was in a good place. You waited for the break of the candle high. That was actually a little, well, either a supply or demand zone. I can't really tell based off what it sees here, but it looks like price broke up, pushed down, tested, and then took off after that. So that was excellent entry. That was a spot on entry, actually. A very, very good entry. So yeah, that was great. That was great. Can you show me one more if you can?
Yeah. And fun fact, I'm still trying to get better. I actually just started using TradingView. I used to only use MT4. So I'm kind of new to TradingView a little bit. This one, I know these two are just basic, like just going over a bunch of consolidation and then just a easy retest. To go on this one, I don't even think I even held it all the way. I think I probably closed it up here.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna close this one up here. But this was just a basic, like it came out of this annoying ass range, and then I caught a nice little. Honestly, I feel like this one. I feel like I got lucky with this one. I definitely got lucky with this. To me, at least.
When do you start your session on US30?
What do you mean?
I know it's New York, but do you start at like 8 o'clock, 9?
Oh no, like 7:30. Most like I'm up early. So like I'll go to because I'm already up for work, so I'll get up and I'll leave and head to work around like 7. I'll probably get there around like 7:30, 7:45, and like right when I get to work, I'll sit in my car for like an hour and a half, and look at the
time. Put your mouse above. I'm sorry. You see that candle there? That long wick.
This right here.
Yeah. What time was that? 8:30. That's why I asked what time. Yeah. Because I have heard of horror stories of people trading US30 during market open, like opening bell.
Oh, like right when it opens?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, I used to do that too. That shit was the scariest.
Yeah. And that move right there, I mean, that's enough to just kill you.
Oh yeah, no, this will terrify you 100%.
And then look how far up it went after that. It took off.
Exactly. It's like anybody right here, they're fucking done. Like they're done.
Yeah, so that's why I asked what time in the morning do you trade? Because that opening bell has put people in a deep state of depression.
So. Yeah, that should have put you in a chokehold for real.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But no, it's like usually I like to before market, like an hour or two before market open, there's actually really good setups before market open. And then after, I think it's like 11 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 11:30 is when that's when it usually like slows down.
Okay.
So, like it'll do whatever move, but then around like 1 or 2, you'll see that's when it gives you more setups around that time.
Okay, cool.
So US30 is pretty much like it's good to trade it in the morning, but when you trade it in for what's that Asian session? Asian session, it's slow, but it's it's kind of like you kind of already know what direction it's gonna go,
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you know what you're doing. I can tell you that you're not you're not clueless in what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I think you just have to just sharpen your skills just a little bit with analyzing the entire chart, identifying your supply and demand zones properly. You pretty much have, what you want to look for with your entries. So you don't really have to worry too much about that. But other than that, I mean, you're good. You're good. I mean, you know what you're doing. This was a very good one-on-one, I think, eye-opening one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome.
This is dope. This is dope.
Yeah, US30 is not as bad as I remember it to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I would look at it every once in a blue moon, but for the most part, I just stick to gold and AU and stuff like that. But I think you're great. I think you're great, Salim. I would say analyze just a little more. And then I can hear in your voice that you're a little bit unsure of yourself at times. Just rely on your knowledge, sharpen your skills as much as you can with the study the course. Definitely go back and watch those recent webinars with Q.
Because, I'm gonna go back and look at those.
Yeah, because that man, he knows what he's talking about with US30. So you have a pretty good grasp of it already, but I think to take you to that next level, I would say like follow what Q says, stick to what he's talking about on those things, and try to see the charts through his eyes. You come to the charts in the morning, you don't want to lose yourself in the midst of it, but look at it and say, what are my confirmations? What are my confluences that are telling me to look at the market like this? And if I was to look at it like this, what are those confluences? And which one makes more sense to me?
Yeah. Okay.
That would be the best route to go. But other than that, I think you're fine. I think you're great. Always manage your risk, and never lose that confidence. You have the knowledge. So trust it. Trust your knowledge. Trust the time that you spent studying and putting into the actual craft of trading, and don't sell yourself short. Even if you lose 10 trades in a row, do not sell yourself short, because if you took those trades, unless you broke a bunch of rules when you took them, just know that the same trades that you're going to lose on will be the same ones that you win the most on. You follow your discipline, you follow your trading plan, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right.
This was dope. Honestly, this was 100% dope. No doubt in my mind.
Absolutely, definitely. Hey, drop me a review on Instagram. That would be great.
Fuck yeah. That's about to be, that's gonna be a thing. Definitely. What was I gonna ask? I feel like at some point I'm probably gonna get another one. I'm probably gonna do another one. Just you know what I'm saying? Just because I wanna, like, my goal is to pretty much get back to how I was. You know what I'm saying? I was like, when I say I was consistent, like I was making my bread every day, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to definitely get back to where I was at. And I feel like watching your shit, it definitely, because I was always watching Q, always watching Daniel, and like I don't know if anybody else has that feeling. I was like, damn, like I want somebody new, like, you know, to give a new, you know what I'm saying, to give a new like insight. And then I watched your no, actually I started watching your torch challenge, and then I started watching like your YouTube videos, and I was like, oh shit, she actually, I was like, okay, we got something.
Yeah, that torch challenge gave me a lot of exposure, but I think what it showed is that scalpers, like, it's okay to be a scalper, because I did that challenge with my style of trading. It didn't change anything. I stuck with my style. I stuck with one session. I traded Asian some nights, aside from mornings, but and one pair was gold. I stuck to
gold
pair. I took my profits. I got out, and that was that. I really didn't let it get to me. Now, was it nerve-wracking? Was it a little, like, you know, I knew a ton of people were watching me trade. So yes, does it get to you at some point? It gets to you, trust me.
Yo, honestly, I probably would have like turned off my whole Instagram doing that. Like I would have looked at shit.
Yeah. Well, the discipline that I started doing after was, what I told myself was, when I woke up in the morning, because I would check my Instagram religiously every morning, right? Because I have to, it's a business to me. So I have to check my DMs, check my stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I said was, because I'm doing this challenge and I know there's a ton of eyeballs on me, I'm not going to check Instagram in the morning. I'm going to check it after my trading day is done.
Yeah.
That way, if someone said, oh, gold is doing this, AU is doing this, why did you take that buy? I don't have to hear none of that. until
God.
I'm done with my trading day.
No, I feel that. I feel it. 'Cause I saw. I think I think it was you. You screenshotted people, and there was some dude was like, "Why the fuck did you take that dumb trade?" And I'm like, "Bruh,
Yeah,
who? Like, why would
yeah.
you even say that?
And it gets to you sometimes because it makes you kind of second guess, like, oh, well,
I'm like, why did I take that trade?"
yeah, everybody sees this. What am I doing wrong? But I had to tell myself, you know what? I've been doing it like this for this amount of time. I asked for the challenge. It ain't like Q just, picked me out of a hat. I asked for it. So I knew I had to perform. You know what I mean? And I wanted, more than anything, I wanted to show people that, because people look down on scalpers, believe it or not.
Oh, they do.
As a scalper, they look at you like, oh, you caught 5 pips, oh, you caught 10 pips, that ain't shit. But in reality, I just took an account from 10,000 to 35,000 in 8 days scalping. So people have to realize that, listen, trading is not about catching big moves. It's not about being the biggest, baddest trader out there. It's about winning.
It's about making your bread. That's it.
If you ended the day in the blue instead of the red, you won for the day. That's all that it's about. It's not about shit else. Now, if you care about your ego and you trying to, okay, that's
that shit is cool. But like, if you ain't making no bread, then like
exactly. Are you making money? Are you making money? That's the bottom line. Are you putting money in the markets, depositing every time you blow it, or are you taking money out?
Exactly.
That's what it boils down to. So I think a lot of people just have to basically just ground themselves, and they let social media get to them a lot of times. It's more like, damn, I seen this person have a 5K day, or this person, and they're trading let's say they're trading the same pair you traded, and they took the same move that you took, but they held it for longer, or whatever the case. You don't know what people's situation are. You don't know what their account size is. You don't know if they were sitting in a ton of drawdown and they got lucky and they came back into profit, and they just, you know what I'm saying? Somebody could have put their phone down, walked away, got tied up at work, and they just so happened to have caught that move.
Exactly.
You don't know what the situation is, or if they did, doesn't matter. The point is, you stay in your own lane, you focus on your own profits, you study as much as you can, you back test as much as you can, you journal your trade as much as you can, and you just focus on the winning. Just focus on getting that win for the day. Have your confidence up here. You learn from your losses, because the losses are going to come, but you learn from them and you keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. That's all you can do. All right. So thank you so much, man, for this time. It was awesome meeting you.
For real. Nah, for real. I love this.
Yeah.
This was
Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. We're already family because of Wall Street Academy.
Nah, for real. It was crazy. You're the first. I think you're the first trader that I've talked to that's. I mean, I don't know how people said, but like, you're the first person that's considered doing better than me. Like all the traders I've talked to were like people that I had to teach or were still just learning. Okay. And I was like, damn, after a while, I was like, fuck, bro. Like, I can't, there's nobody I can relate to except for these people on IG. So I'm like, damn, like, I don't even live in Miami. I'm there a lot, but I don't live there. So I was like, fuck, bro.
We are few and far in between. We are a lot for every 2 of us, for every you and I, there's about 1,000 people that are flunking, that are failing out of trading. So we're blessed, because we have different abilities that other people are struggling to grasp.
Yeah, exactly.
The only difference is we stuck with it. We didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference.
That's why I always tell people, just stick with it. If you stick with it,
exactly,
you can't lose. But I ain't gonna take too much more of your time. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And what's your Instagram?
HUH. Yeah. SAH.
NEE.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm tagging you on my story right now.
Say less. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna let you get back to your day. Finish drinking your nasty shit. And
I will send you the email of the recording once it's done, and then you should have that you can watch it, whatever you want. Yeah. All right, man. Other than that, you have a good one, okay?
Thank you. You too. You take it easy.
All right, bye.